Central Intelligence stars Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart and comes to us from the director of movies like We're the Millers and Dodgeball. Kevin Hart plays an accountant in this film who 20 years ago was voted most likely to succeed. He was the most popular person in all of his high school, much differently than Dwayne Johnson's character, who was the most made fun of person in his entire high school. These two come together 20 years later in the middle of this strange CIA situation in which somebody has stolen something, and somebody has to find out if someone's corrupt or not, or maybe that other guy's corrupt, or maybe she's corrupt. Who's corrupt? No one knows. Dwayne Johnson is a very tall man and Kevin Hart's a very short man. They're teaming up. That's really all you have to know. Similar to Finding Dory this weekend, I didn't really have much anticipation for this movie. I like both the stars. I think Kevin Hart is hilarious when he is at his best. He is an amazing stand-up comedian and truly really funny. And Dwayne Johnson I've liked for a long time, and to see them come together was actually the best part of this movie. They work really well together. The Rock plays a bit against type in this film. He's slightly action-heavy while also being more effeminate. It was very interesting to see, and Kevin Hart is also playing a bit against type. You get a lot of the normal Kevin Hart outbursts and screaming and high-pitched voices, and of course, he makes a lot of jokes about his height, but he also is, in a way, almost the straight man of the two, which was very different to see, and so it was kind of cool to see both of them play against type, even though sometimes they do revert back to their Kevin Hart-isms and their Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson-isms. They're by far the best part of this movie. It actually does have a lot of good jokes. It's also far better directed than I expected it to be. There are a lot of action sequences, and the close quarters combat, not so great. A lot of up-close stuff, not very realistic looking, and it was very blurry, and that was disappointing. But the chases, the car chases, the running chases, and some of the gunfights were done really well. I was actually impressed with it. Where the movie fell apart for me is whenever it tries to have a political intrigue story to tell. One guy's supposed to be codenamed Black Badger, then someone else is supposed to be codenamed Black Badger, but wait, there's a flashback in which this guy was codenamed Black Badger, and then somebody says he's Honey Badger, but that was just a joke. And he's not really a badger of any kind. But rest assured, you're going to hear the word badger 17,000 times in this movie. Characters keep coming on screen to try to explain the story, but it gets so convoluted and overly serious that it weighs the comedy in the film down. And then the film ends about 7 different times, and there's a big message about bullying, which I do think is very important, but it's handled in the most cliched way that you could possibly imagine, really. All in all, this movie was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, though. Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson work magic together. They're easily the best part of this movie. I could see a franchise with them as long as they remove that stupid political bullshit this movie doesn't need. It just kept weighing the movie down. I'm gonna give Central Intelligence a B-. Next week is going to be busy. There are reviews for Free State of Jones, The Neon Demon, Independence Day Resurgence, and The Shallows, as well as a review coming for you on Sunday of Jaws 3D, and coming up very soon, Jaws 2, because I want to fill in those gaps. It's going to be fun. You guys are the best. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.